most Malaysians know about Robert Kwok and some of the companies he owned, what he used to do. Most famously, he was involved in sugar, but today he owns things like Shangri-La, Wilmar, etc., etc. But one less known company that he owns that is listed in Malaysia is PPB Group, and now they are involved in property development. Too busy to find stock ideas? Check out FIRL Pro to shortcut your research time and effort by 90%. 10% off link in the comments and description. And for property developer, they've actually done pretty not bad.
Yeah, property development is actually a small segment, but mainly it is more towards agri-business and also grains.
Yes. Yeah. It's probably linked to their Wilmar business as well, right?
Yeah, correct.
So, they've been doing quite well. I mean, agriculture companies and property development have been so-so. But if you look at the price chart, leading up to 2021, it's not bad, actually.
It's not like an explosive growth, but it's a kind of like a steady go up kind of like
until
business.
recently. In the past 3 years, it's been quite difficult. Now, of course, this is, as I said earlier on, this is linked to their whole Wilmar issues. Recently, there was a big case in Indonesia, right? So you want to share with us a little bit about the case?
Yeah, so it's essentially they are getting some sort of allegation where the Indonesia government claim that they say they are doing some sort of like corruption kind of like deal because back in 2022, if you can remember correctly, Indonesia, there was a period of time they imposed some sort of export ban for their palm oil. But Indonesia claimed that Wilmar have been continue selling even though there's like an export ban to outsiders. So they say that Wilmar did bribe a few officials. They also bribed the small court, those lawyers and whoever in order to get the permit in 2022 so that they can sell out to outsiders. But then Wilmar claimed that everything was done in compliance with whatever prevailing regulations at that point of time. But anyhow, the Supreme Court actually collected some fees from Wilmar at the moment. So it's something like they're gonna like keep it for the time being to see whether did they really did this corruption.
I think it's very easy to understand this case. In a lot of developing countries, it's very normal. Corruption is rampant. I mean, Malaysia, we all know about it. And the thing is, to get a lot of permits, approvals, they would have to give so-called under-table money. This is something that everybody knows. It's not news. However, the fact that the news surfaced out means one very simple thing, right? That they probably angered someone quite powerful in Indonesia, that they were able to, that they dare to basically bring this up to Wilmar, who in their own right are quite influential as well, right, for the economy and everything. So it's definitely, I feel there's politics involved at this. So
definitely.
It has nothing to do with this, because businesses will do the right thing to get what they want, right?
Yes.
It's just some of these third world countries have this issue.
Yeah, so the Indonesia, the Supreme Court, they actually took some security deposit from Wilmar. So that amount is about 3.1 billion ringgit. And then Kenangas estimated for PPB shares, because PPB also owns a stake in Wilmar, which is about 18%-ish. So their share of deposit will be around like 600 billion. But the interesting thing is that you can see that their valuation is also pretty much of interesting, because you can see that based on whatever they projected, they think that Wilmar's current share price is around like 0.6 times price to book, and also it's about 8 times for FY 2026 PE ratio. And mind you, historically, their valuation is around like 18 times, 1/8. So yeah, it is a major discount at the moment. And you can see that these are some of the precedent case where Wilmar faced some sort of like court case issue. So the recent one obviously is this one, the export license bribery. And then there is one in 2024, there's a defamation and also market rumors lawsuit. But then everything, right, you can see historically
it's not in Indonesia, except the Sumatra one.
But all the court cases is either dismissed or it's already approved, or it's just like action already taken. So it's pretty much like solved already lah. Whereas for some it's like still under investigation, which is the 2018 one. So would say that this kind of like court case probably they will also be sooner or later it will be settled very soon already lah. Yeah, I don't think Wilmar will be prolonging this any further. And if you are interested, what is PPB and why are they getting impacted? First, we need to know what is their business. So their business, this is basically their corporate structure. So they are in the grains and agri business, consumer products, film exhibition. So you can see the GSC. They also own some of the cinema over there.
Cafe.
Cafe, properties, and also this is some of their other investment, which is majority actually it is from Wilmar lah. Okay, so this is their contribution in terms of revenue and earnings. So you can see that their operation, they don't really contribute much in terms of their profit. Because you total it up, right, it's about like 25%-ish. Yeah, if you calculate it, everything. But then you may be wondering, where is the 75% that is contributing to their profit, right? It's actually coming from Wilmar, which is the share of result of associate. It's not only just Wilmar, but also there's other kind of like sub-segment or investment that they have invested in other companies. So you can see these are the lists over here. But majority of the contribution comes from Wilmar. So you can see also it's like quite substantial, like 75% of the profit. So which is also a reason why the share price tanked is because they think that with this security deposit being paid to the government and assuming they cannot get back, right, it will definitely
losses.
There'll be losses in terms
because
of
it's
their
temporary, right?
Yeah. And if you look at their overall business for numbers in the past few years, you can see that their revenue has actually been improving over the years. Net income, I would say, is like kind of like muted. I mean, you can see that right now they are making about 1.2 billion, which is about the same level as around like 2017 and also to 2020. Gross margin, this one is actually dropping down a little bit, but then ever since the COVID-19, they start to improve a little bit more. So most likely their margins will be back to normal during pre-pandemic times. And if you look at some of their balance sheet, right, I mean, they are in a net cash, very healthy kind of like position. 2021 and 2022, these two period of time, why they have like debts is because they incur a lot of like negative working capital, and this have to do with during the war, like 2022. There was like a Ukraine and Russia war, and then we also like kind of like just resurfacing or coming back to like normalization after COVID-19, the MCO period, right? So that time, they have like some sort of like cash flow issue, so that's why they took in a lot of short-term debts. Yeah, so just now we say the free cash flow pretty much inconsistent. But if you notice their capex, they didn't really like expand aggressively. So which means it's kind of like a maintenance capex to maintain their business, sort of thing. And if you are thinking whether this company is a good dividend payer, yes, they have been consistently paying, but then the yield is not so attractive lah. So it's about like 2% to even 4%.
But even with the price dropping now,
yeah, it's still about like 4%. It's still not so attractive. And just now we talked about the valuation. So previously they are about like 18 times. You can see that the mean. There was a point of time they hit 20 times, which is around 2021. But right now it has dropped down to like about 10 times, and then even Kenanga projected that it's going to be like 8 times in 2026. Okay, so the final thoughts is that if let's say they lose this security deposit, which is about 600 million, so potentially current price valuation will be around like 23.5 times forward earnings. This is assuming straight away taking out from the earnings, which is still quite expensive if you compare to the average mean, which is about 18 times. So which means that worst case scenario, it's going to be very premium valuation. Base case scenario would be this prolong it, settle it, then I think market will like readjust again or re-rate.
Well, I think the big question is, I think the way I would approach it is to say, look, if all the losses are brought up front, you basically cannot look at that valuation. You have to look at what happens the next year.
Yep, correct.
Yeah, I think that's the correct way. Unless there's something about the deal that is going to cause future issues.
But so far this one seems like
once off, right? Exactly. So if you can,
correct. So just now we say, but most likely this kind of like case is just a once-off case only, and then pretty sure you settle very fast.
Yeah. So the mindset approach I would take is the similar with the balance sheet, right? Those 2 years of negative debt, net debt rather. It wasn't a concern because it was the war that temporary caused the thing.
Yep. So the last question, maybe this will be an opportunity or not. Well, definitely this current price drop seems pretty interesting. I mean, if you look at from the peak over here, It actually tumbled down. Year to date, it's down 20%, but from the peak over here, it's actually down more than 50%. So yeah, I mean, and you can see that the price also is like even lower than during normalization period, which is around like the share price is around 12 ringgit to 13 ringgit a share. So yeah, I mean, if you're interested in this company, I mean, you can monitor it and see how does the progress of this kind of like court case issue. But most likely, I think this one will be settled. Yeah, in my opinion.
Yeah, and of course we have to analyze the operations whether anything will change. I think from the looks of it, not.
Yeah.
The
So
answer
far,
is
it's a
no.
pretty like very it's a necessity business. Like
Yeah.
you need grains and all those stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Wilma also, you kind of like need services from Wilma. They have kind of like a lot. They are very diversified everywhere. So far, it seems like their business wouldn't be that impacted a lot. So that's about it. And
Yeah. So this is a FIRL Pro. If
Yeah.
you want to shortcut your research through written, through write-ups, through a community, to learn about stocks. A lot of these things that we talk about were already shared in our exclusive community. And you want to get a taste of what's inside, you can check out free sample. Link is in the comments and description. See you.